It is the 19th of January, just gone 12 o'clock. 2 degrees, 1 or 2 degrees. And today I'm going to attempt to fit one of my windows, just one. I have asked on the community poll whether people wanted to see me try and figure out how to fit the first window, or whether they want to see me fit like the third one once I know what I'm doing. 80% of people said they want to see the first window. There was a couple of you. One said, well, I'd like to see both, but I know it's going to take a lot of filming and editing. It is. And one of you said that it's going to take me twice as long if I'm trying to film it. He thought it wasn't worth it, but I'm going to try. I will try. He also said that my video is going to end up an hour long, which it might do. So, but you asked for it. It's just, I can't be that slick. This is like, we're going to go for that one. First one. Imagine, I'll give you an analogy for you. Imagine just walking a line, okay? You need to walk it straight. Then you've got 1,000 people watching you. Then you need to do it with your eyes closed. And then it's a tightrope. And then there's monkeys swinging on the bloody tightrope at the same time. This isn't as straightforward as I'd like it to be. So I'll talk you through exactly why that's the case. Yeah, I wish I had UPVC windows. They're like a piece of piss, but I've given myself extra complications. I was organising my stuff yesterday. This is everything that I'm going to need to fit epoxy bloody window. I'll quickly run you through it. Right, so I've got my lasers, impact drill, some air wedges. I've got notes in my sketchbook. This is one of the complications. This is expanding foam tape. This is going to go around the perimeter. I'll explain that more in a minute. This is additional thermal enhancement that I bought myself. I'll explain why. I've got some double-sided tape there. I've got these, though I don't think I'm going to use them. These are frame packers. They're for the doors. These are for the windows, but I can only use them on the sill. That's an extra complications that I'll talk you through in a minute. I've got a load of Sudacil. This is a hybrid. That's the model. If you want to get the same one, I looked up which one's going to be the most appropriate. That's the one. It's too cold out here at the moment, so I've got some inside. I do have the typical concrete screws, but I'm not going to use them. I'll show you why in a minute. I'm going to use these ones instead. They are concrete screws, but they're light to medium duty, whereas these are heavy duty. I think I'll be all right with that. SDS drill bits. I've got my SDS drill in there. I wish I had a battery powered one, but I don't. Oh, stainless steel screws, clamps, etc. Oh, these are the glazing paddles. That one the window company gave me. That one I already had. Packers. These are triple glazing packers. Okay. There's only one company that do these in the UK. The window company sent me these ones, but they're no good for triple glazing. They're for double glazing. They go like round the glass. They're 1 mil and these are 3 mil. Considering they're absolutely impossible to get, I think that most people that fit triple glazing, they probably just use the double glazing packers and just do it wrong. I did ask on Facebook, and there was a bloke, he said just 3D print them, and I said, oh yeah, that's an idea, but then I need to buy a 3D printer, blah, blah, blah. I might as well buy the expensive packers from that company. I had to buy 2,000. That's why it cost me so much. He did 3D print me some. He said, well, why don't I do it? Obviously, he just likes 3D printing. He's done me some 3 mil ones and a 3 mil one. But they're like really good. I like them. But yeah, that would take ages to do the amount that I need, because I need to put extra ones around the perimeter for the security, like PAS 24. Oh, and in this box, I've got thermal enhancement strips that goes around the glazing, in between the glass and the frame. And then these are sill inserts, which I'll show you later as well. These are the window sills. These are for all the little windows down here. So I'm going to be doing all 6 over the next few days, hopefully, if I don't mess it up. So I need to attach this to the frame, and then underneath I can use straps. These are the straps that I've got. So it's shaped like that. and then I can just slide it in. Now I don't have enough of these straps. Instead of faffing about and asking the company, I've got these ones that I can use for the door, but there's an extra nib just here, so I had to cut that off, and then I can slide that in there like that, and then I need to drill a hole like these ones, and then I'll put a screw through that as well, so I'll have enough fixings that way. So I've got 150 seals here, and according to the technical manual I need to fit through, well, I'll show you on screen, that's where I need to screw through. Because I've got French windows, obviously I've got these here. Now if I was to screw through that into the sill, I mean I can't, because this needs to go there. So it's impossible to do unless I take this whole thing off. I can put my centre one in, so I'm going to do that one. And then I'm going to actually screw through the back here into the sill. So that should work fine, because that's what I need to do on the stub sill that I've got on the gable end. That's only 100mm. Let's talk about my window position, and then I'll talk about the other complications that I've got. My seals have already been cut to length, so I've got no option about the what's it called, the return here, the ball nose bit, whatever it is. Right, normally you would have a 40mm overhang, either 40 or 45. I only had the choice of 150 seals or 190 seals for the windows. I originally was going to go for 190s, but it just would have been, I think it would have looked stupid. Do you think it would have looked crap? I might have got away with it actually. So it would have been like that. Does that look crap? I don't know. Anyway, I just swapped it to 150s. Really what I wanted was 175s like I got for the doors, and they had to specially order them. They didn't want to give them to me at first, and I said they're in the manual, and they was like, all right, we'll go to the manufacturers and get them. So what I'm thinking, if I was to drop that back 30mm, then I'll only have a 20mm thing here for the drip. So I'm only going to go 20mm cavity over that. I'll have a 30mm overhang here. The other reason why I need to do that, I've got thermally enhanced frames. So this is the deep frame version. Obviously if I didn't have the thicker frames, it would just, I wouldn't be able to put the insulated reveals around. With this, obviously there's no straps, you can't fit the straps, so you need to do a direct fixing through this. So again, technical manual tells you where you can directly fix through either side of the frame. So imagine this is the back side of the frame, that's the front. Now if I was to go through the back, which would end up being about here, I would end up in the cavity, not fixed to anything. It would just go through this. So it'd be a piece of plastic holding it in. So I'm going to have to go through this section here. My fixing is going to go about here. So that will give me a chance of actually getting a secure fixing. Because if I was to go back any further, it would be on the edge of the brick, if you understand. Talking about being on the edge of the brick, you know your bricklayers, if you ever get someone else to do your bricklaying, when they do your window reveals, just make them cut them. Make them cut them. Otherwise, look, you know they think they're all cool. Sorry if you're a bricklayer, but you know you just crunch it like that and you break your brick in half, and then you can do what you need to around the edge. You see, like that's that way, and then this one is turned round, and that's where you break it on the back. That's going to cause problems for fixings later on. The cavity closer covers it, I appreciate that, and the frame covers it, I appreciate that, but you can't get a fixing in if there's no bloody brick there. So earlier, a few days ago, when it wasn't as cold, I filled it in. I'll show you a picture of exactly what it looked like. So just get your bricklayers to cut them. Just say, I know it's going to take you more time, but bloody cut it, will you? Like with an angle grinder, yeah? You can't help Daddy fit the window. You can help Daddy fit the window. It'd be easier if there's two of us. See, the problem with the fixings, if you go too close to the edge of the brick, either like there or there, it just splits the brick out. For these particular windows, it says to go 150 from the top and then get a fixing, which will leave me there, which I don't want to do. I don't want to go in the mortar, I want to go in the actual brick. I don't want to go into a brick that goes that way, because obviously they've been dodgily cut. What I've decided, if I'm going to get a fixing in, it should be on one of these bricks. So if I go there, that's 20mm off that, and then 60mm back, I should get a solid fixing in there. This one's slightly higher, so this is going to be 185 from the bottom instead of 150. Same difference. And then my middle fixing, as long as it's within 600mm of there, I'll probably go for like that one there, this brick. I shouldn't have any issues up top. This is full concrete, lintel almost. This is what the old barn used to look like, so that's why I had them redone. I just need to go through the steel, so I'll drill straight through that into the concrete. It should be fine. As far as the fixings go, I know people normally use these ones. The only reason why I got these ones, they've got a slightly smaller head. So for this particular application, can you see that there? I don't really like the look of it, if you understand. I don't want to have to widen it out too much, whereas this one, it does fit in. I need to countersink it a tiny bit, but not much. And I did drill through a brick in exactly where I'm aiming to get through. Because remember, you've got this as well, you've got the frog. So if he was to come too far up here, that'll blow it out as well. So yeah, there's a lot to consider. Instead of just like banging it in, I want to make sure that it goes in properly. So I'll have 3 each side, 3 on the top, and then there'll be 3 straps down the bottom as well. See, another bit of a problem I've got, if I need to do the frame fixing through the front here, normally you'd have your like spacer, your packer. U-shaped one's better for this particular issue. Normally you just like whack that in there and then it bridges either side. But I can't do that because of the expanding foam tape that I'm using. It almost defeats the object of using it. So what I need to do when I use it, I can only pack the back. So I don't know whether that's going to twist the frame or not. So I can only get the packer in here. Maybe I just shouldn't like torque it down as much. The reason why I need to do that, I'll talk you about the tape now. You see, if I had a UPVC frame, like a white one, it'd be a piece of piss because you just whack it through wherever you need to. The screw doesn't really matter. Do your packers as normal. If I was doing that and it was white, I'd probably just do it normally. A spray foam and then silicone round. Because this is black aluminium, I didn't really want to do it like that because if you've experienced spray foam and I didn't want it getting on the black frames and then struggling to get that off. This whole thing about Compraband, I haven't got Compraband, I've got a different brand because it's like half the price, even though it's still bloody expensive. For all of the windows and doors, I spent like £700 just on this tape alone. So it better bloody work. So for this, you don't need to use silicone on the outside. So it deals with water penetration. So there's no issues there. It will form itself to like the outside on the bricks or whether you've got stonework or anything. So it's just neater than trying to do a silicone job. I'm pretty good at siliconing. I reckon I would have done all right, but it's just that I'm trying to do a better job, if you understand. The U value, I think it ends up working out about 0.7. So it's better than the glass probably. I've got triple glazing. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. But yeah, better than the frames. So thermal value, brilliant. Stops the water as well. And for this particular tape as well, it's got an air tightness thing on the back, that side. So I'm going for airtight as well. I got the right thickness for the frame. My fixing is going to come through the front. I need to cut out a little notch for a packer at the back. So that is a bit of a problem. So I'll lose the air tightness there, but I can just silicone that's fine. Or so this saves the job of getting airtight tape as well around the complete outside. Can you understand why this is turning out to be an issue? Oh, as well, you see like this corner bit here. So that thermal enhancement, that just wraps around here like that. And when you come to get that tape, you wrap it all the way around and you like pinch it in the corner. Now that, I don't know whether it's going to fill the gap. So in an ideal world, that would be squared off. I was tempted to cut that across and then just try and pin it together almost, and maybe glue it. I think I might cut an extra bit of the tape off and just put a little section there and then do it as normal. So thankfully, because it is cold, this tape doesn't expand as quick. Now this one, it goes from 2 to 12 millimeters. You can get different sizes. So I should only have anywhere from say a 4mm gap to an 8mm gap possibly. If I'm going from 2 to 4, I've probably only got maybe like 20 minutes to get it in. Do you know what I mean? I get the seal on first, yeah? I need to sort that out first, stick it to it, blah, 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 screw it in the right place. I'm going to drill the frame in the right places. So I'm going to measure down, go exactly where I need to, get that all ready. Then I need to stick this tape round. And once I've got the tape round, I then need to get everything in place before the tape expands too much. Then I need to, like, I use my air wedges to keep it in place hopefully, but then I need to open up these windows, which is going to off balance it, and then I need to drill in the things and make sure it's all lined up. So can you understand that it's just a bit of a mind fuck basically when you're doing it on your own, especially when you've not done it before and you just don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully I don't mess it up, but yeah, let's get cracking. I spent like most of yesterday sorting out everything, making sure I was ready, that I had everything. I'd already gone to Screwfix and got some extra stuff. Go to start, check one thing, metal drill bit. Can you see the one I've got in there? That's from Milwaukee. They're really good, but you see that bit at the end there? That bit. That obviously that doesn't go through there. So that's only like 40mm long and I need a 50mm bit. So I need to go Screwfix again. They do 70mm long bits. So I'm going to go and grab some of them and then I'll be back.